Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. The purpose of this video is to talk about where I am right now in my journey. So there's a jumping off point for questions or comments or um, really anything that can come of this. I came to terms with feeling as though I was transgender probably about 5 months ago. And by come to terms, I mean I had made the decision to pursue transitioning and to start to open up outside of therapy about how I was feeling. I am obviously dressed in women's clothing and have some makeup on here. So you may wonder, am I dressing in public yet? I'm not. I am dressing at home. I have had several friends over and have been dressed in their presence and quite comfortable with that. I have been out of the house once for an extended period of time dressed as a woman. And while I was fairly comfortable with that experience, I was not entirely comfortable with how I felt. For me, having identified as a gay man for most of my life since I was 15, I've done drag plenty of times, and dressing as a woman for me in the past has always been either in a costume for Halloween, or for a theme party, or as a fetish. Those were the only ways that I allowed myself in the past to explore my feminine side and present as a woman as much as I could. So the practice of wearing extremely heavy makeup for me, and the idea of wearing a wig feels sort of uncomfortable to me. It feels almost like it's a costume. And at this point, for me, I just want it to feel like me and not feel as though there's something fake on me that I'm using to make me look more feminine. It's not a costume anymore. It's how I'm comfortable. But I'm choosing not to dress in public right now because I've come to terms with the fact that, unfortunately, I'm aesthetically driven. And while I do like attention at times, I would prefer to wait to dress in public until I'm a little bit more passable. And I'm a realist. I am amazed by the transformations that many people that I've seen have had in becoming their true selves. And I can only hope that I will have as complete a transition as some other people have. But I'm aware that, I may never look like the stereotypical ideal woman and be able to get through life without people wondering if I'm trans or not. But I do think that it'll be easier for me once I choose to go full time for it to be after I resemble a little bit more closely what I imagine myself as. As far as my comfort level with people, At this point, my close family members know, and there are very few close family members, so it's not a huge group of people. I've told my mother, I've told my brother, um, I have told all of my close friends, and by close friends I mean people whom I would do anything for, and who I consider family. Unfortunately, um, quite a few acquaintances of mine have been told about my transition. And while I'm not ashamed of the fact that this is happening at all, I'm not ashamed at all. I would have preferred to keep it amongst my close friends that I'm comfortable with until it was something that was outwardly obvious, just to avoid unnecessary conversations that are deeper than I would normally go with acquaintances. Unfortunately, at this point, I've had to have deeper conversations and talk about myself at length with people whom I don't really spend any time with. Um, and that has been a source of discomfort. Not talking about it, but having to get through that awkward phase of people hinting that they know without just blatantly saying it, and putting me in the position to have to bring it up and make them feel comfortable when that's not in any way, shape, or form what I should have to do right now. I have told some clients as well, all of which have, to my face, been extremely supportive. I wasn't really telling everyone because I plan on presenting as a woman very soon. I just know that in wearing makeup at home and wearing earrings and shaving my legs and doing many of the things that I am doing right now to feel more feminine in my own body, I figured as people noticed those small things, if they knew what was going on, um, it would diffuse the possibility of any questions that could be awkward. So if people knew that I was dealing with this and going through this and wearing makeup from time to time, and they saw remnants of eyeliner on my face the day after I worked from home and dressed all day, that it wouldn't need to be the source of a conversation. I just decided that once I came to terms with this and wanted to start to transition, that I wanted it to be as honest and open as it could possibly be for me, because thus far in my life, I haven't been as open and honest about my feelings with regards to feeling like a woman or feeling like I could be trans. And at this point, I feel like I'm evolved enough in my own thought process to make this easier than, or make this as easy as it can be for me. I started taking hormones about 3 months ago, a little over 3 months ago. I feel very good about that. I'm happy that I've started hormones. I am definitely noticing changes in my body. Pretty much everything that I was told by my doctor that would happen has happened. Nothing crazy major, but I'll list them just so you have an idea. I My skin is so much softer than it ever has been in my entire life. So much so that even people that don't know have commented on my skin looking incredible. Maybe not evident by this camera that I have, but it's quite significantly different. My hair is a bit thicker and growing a bit faster than it has before. My body is storing fat a little bit differently and in different places than it was before. Unfortunately, I was told that my metabolism would decrease and I could potentially be more hungry despite the decrease in metabolism, and that has proven true. And I put on a little bit of weight, but it's definitely in my thigh and hip area where before it would all be in my stomach, my abdomen. I previously was a pretty hairy person and had quite substantial hair growth pretty much everywhere, even in places where you don't want it, like on your back and your shoulders. Um, all of the hair on my back and my shoulders was removed with a razor about 4 weeks ago for the first time since I started taking hormones, and it has not grown back. So I can't help but think that that has to do with the hormones, because in the past, when I've trimmed my back because it was summer and I was going to be shirtless, within days I would have stubble. So that's a change there. Um, my face is rounding out and softening a little bit. But beyond that, there really is no outward sign. Oh, other than I am developing breast tissue. My chest is sore, pretty much has been sore the whole time since I've started hormones. I can't tell if the weight gain has just given me a larger chest, or if it's all breast tissue development, but my nipples have changed. I definitely have more tissue in my chest than I ever did before from gaining weight, and I've gained weight a few times throughout my life. Um, so I think it is actually breast tissue, but I'm not really sure. So that pretty much covers the description of where I am right now. So anyone that's watching can understand where I'm coming from, and when I'm talking about things, know that it's where I am in the journey. I'm excited about the changes to come, but I'm okay with it taking a little bit of time as well. Thanks for watching, and look for my next video.